Get a youth to tell them life over death.
Hey, son. You know the Trayvon Martin case is going on right now? Are you following it? Do you know the importance of the Trayvon Martin case on all African American young men and all young men everywhere in America? Do you realize how serious it is? Trayvon Martin lost his life, and he's not here to tell his story. So you better take heed, pay attention, because that too could be you, my son.
I dance to set myself free. I dance in the roots moon. I dance to set myself free. I dance to stop myself from being angry. For the complacent ones amongst us must constantly remind that we must take the time to talk with our youths constantly. Because the more you think things have changed, they still remain very much the same. And it's like open season on our black male youths. We may have a black president, but that doesn't mean wake up! 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 Wake up!
Oh no, it's, I was watching the case and it's just like that's what I was trying to explain to her because she didn't know anything about it. I told her about it, and so then I was saying, Saito, we live in an injustice society, and it's not, and I said, they were talking about on the radio, like, it's not about race, it's not about race. And it is about race, when it all boils down, because it's factual evidence that guy profiled him, regardless if he lived in America, who's been conditionalized to feel a certain way about another race. Right. And it's ridiculous, so. But Florida has a lot of issues amongst itself as far as politics, so whatever. Because, they have Casey Martin. Mm-hmm. Who's next?
Well, I say this, that, it's good to be able to talk to your children and, get their opinion on it, how difficult in this environment here. So, it's very important that we
And then they were trying to say, I just feel like they were trying to say, like, I guess the judge kept saying, you can't bring race into it, but the defense team, they brought race into it. Oh, well, there were 6 other burglaries with African Americans and this and that. And I just feel like, that's the society we live in, and it's like...
Well, it's good that from my generation, from my father, mother's generation, grandparents' generation, that now you've come to see that in your generation that nothing really has changed very much.
No,
they make sure they do well if you let them put the shackles on your mind.
Oh, the shackles are visibly there.
Yeah, well,
they're visibly there, but by the way brown people are treated, point blank period. The way brown people are treated.
People of color are treated.
People of color are treated. Just simple as that, because that's just the simplest way you can put it. We just live in a society where
race matters.
Where 120 years ago, a black person was they treated us like an amount of an animal.
Yeah, and I guess it's a sophisticated way of dealing with it now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So how you feel about the Trayvon Martin situation? What do you feel about that?
As a black man, I feel troubled about it. The youth was juvenile, must have tried to defend himself or something like that, so he must have felt threatened. And the guy was an older male.
Well, let me ask you this: if you were walking down the street and a complete stranger just came up to you for no reason, didn't identify himself, and all of a sudden, came from nowhere, wouldn't you feel threatened?
Yes, as a black man, I would feel threatened. I would ask them. I would probably want them to identify themselves. Right. Ask them some questions. Why are you following me?
Right. What do you want?
Yeah. What is going on? What do you want?
And the other question was, they said in Florida they have this law called Stand Your Ground law. Now, I guess if somebody came up to me unannounced, I guess I'll be standing my ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of wanted to know who you are because I don't know you from Adam, you know, so I'm standing my ground. I'm defending myself.
Yeah.
I feel threatened.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess I say this because as my youth man still to, you know, walking through the street, and President Obama put it quite clearly. You know, I'm glad he really spoke on it because he said that, you know, 30, 40 years ago, you know, he would be, it could have been his son, or it could have been him that got shot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't even hear President Obama's words.
Well, I listened to it last night on TV. I didn't see it until recently. But I guess my point was that he was saying 30, 40 years, he could be walking in a convenience store and he'd be followed. You've been profiled, you've been, you know, black males have been profiled for years. So we're at 2013 and that's still going on. They may think that we've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I say that because you're my youth man. And if that was going on 30 years ago and it's still going on now, and Trayvon Martin got shot, you know, what's to say that you might be walking down the street or anybody else's child might be walking down the street and somebody just come up upon them. So I guess the purpose of this, sorry not to cut you, but the purpose of this is to say, as my youth man, we gotta talk to our children, we gotta talk to our black males and our daughters too. You know what I'm saying? To make them aware of the environment that they live in, and that don't just think that everything is just like, okay, we've reached a new plateau and everything has changed, because pretty much still the same. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say not to intervene, but as my elder, as my father, we need the wisdom and the guidance from those people, parent figures, guardian figures in our life that are there to shape and mold us for the future. And we don't know what steps they had to take to get to where they at now, you know, and what they had to go through maybe 30 years before and in the making before me.
Yeah.
And seeing as how that case, the verdict was reached and they let George Zimmerman go, and seems that, you know, still the same things are going on as far as
from when it was back in the day to now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a good point that you're aware, and that's the best that we can do for our children, is really make them aware, because you know, like I said, it might have happened in Florida, but it could be anywhere in America. It could be anywhere around the world for black males. And it's not a thing that, you know, when you say this, people think that it's you're being racist or no. You're being real of what the reality of the world that you live in is. That as a black male, you're walking down the street and somebody can come up to you and approach you, don't identify themselves, and then end up shooting you and claiming that they stand in their ground. And he didn't have a weapon on him, he didn't have nothing. You know, so yeah, we fear for our youths too. So the purpose of doing this is to say, yeah, my son, be aware as you're going out there. You know, if you're going out and you're coming in.
all the youths out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? As a youth man, you talk to your youths and let them know that, you know, be aware and don't be complacent, because that can happen anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyway, you're on Chatbout TV. And we always got to chat about it. And that means that we discuss the issues and make them clear, you know, and bring them to the people, because if we don't do it, ain't nobody going to do it. Anyway, bless. God bless, guide and protect. Sid? Yeah.
But we trust in His Majesty and His guide and protection. Every time. Selassie is first. I love the music business and all aspects of it.
Don't let Babylon fool you.
Life over death.
Don't let Babylon fool you.
youths to tell them life over death. Get a youth to tell them life over death.